Hi everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I have a special order. As you can see, this is for my special friend Jan, who had these napkins for her wedding almost a year ago. And she asked if she gave me some of them, if she would be able to get some coasters made. So we came up with a plan to do some square coasters. Being that this was so big, we couldn't use the whole thing. So we kind of put the coaster on top of it and wanted as much flour as we can. So we decided to put the name and the date in the bottom corner and then as many flowers as we can get in there. So this is the extra one. She gave me 5. Hopefully I won't need the extra one. And I have already cut them out. They are about 4 by 4, and I have also taken the extra. This was like a 3-ply napkin. It was really thick. So I have taken all the layers off and there is only 1 layer left. So it is pretty thin. And I cut them, I think they were 4 by 4. So they will fit perfectly in here once we have the resin put in. So what I'm going to do is put 1 ounce of resin in the bottom of each one of these. Because this is so thin, I decided it would be best if we can get the color of the napkin behind it. So just in case that napkin is going to soak up some of the resin, I want it to be this color so we can see the words. And then I didn't ask her, but I think she'll be okay. I wanted to paint the whole thing in gold. That way this embeds itself into the resin. And when we demold it, we don't have to mess around with the paint pens that might come off and whatever. So this would be there forever. So I'm just going to paint the insides and the bottom with the gold that will adhere to this bottom layer of resin. So let me grab a brush and get started with that. So you're just gonna take a metallic, this is a metallic mica powder. And you're just gonna brush it in as evenly as possible, because you can see stroke marks if you leave stroke marks. So I'm going to try to do this the best that I can, and this does go pretty far. So I'm going to get the sides and the bottoms of all of them, and I will go ahead and fast forward this for you because it will get boring and I don't want anybody bored. I'm using my pump resin by Let's Resin, and I mixed up 4 ounces, 1 ounce for each of them. And I will grab a little tiny container that holds 1 ounce so I get them equally distributed. One thing I did learn about the gold metallic dust. When you're done getting it on there, take a dry brush that doesn't have any metallic on it and brush as much powder as you possibly can off. That way when you do the clear coat on the top, the powder that's sticking to the sides will not float into that clear top coat. I did it the best that I could. I will keep an eye on that clear top coat when I get to it, but I don't think there's much dust left. I went over the garbage can and I just really brushed the heck out of it to get all the remaining dust off of there. So I'm just going to put some of this acrylic paint into my resin until I'm happy with the color. And get it evenly distributed between each one. Because like I said, I'm sure that napkin is going to soak up because it's so thin now that all the layers are off of it. And this is darker than I wanted it. I think I'm going to add some white. Let me find some white. Get it shaken down. There we go. Hopefully this will lighten that color because this is still too dark. gonna go crazy with acrylic paint in here because I want it to cure properly, but I also, maybe I'll use a little pigment paste. I'm gonna use my ocean white. Hopefully that might get it lightened up some instead of acrylic paint. And I need more than that. Usually I'm really careful with this, but not in this case. I need it to lighten up some. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to pour some of this into this little cup and distribute it that way. That way each one gets the same amount. Then I'm just going to let it sit here for an hour or two and keep checking on it until it's nice and tacky. I don't want it wet, otherwise it will soak up for sure. But I also don't want it dry because I don't want to Mod Podge something that thin. I'm just going to pour the rest. Get it moved to each corner. See, there is still some gold that's left over from, and I brushed it out really good too, but I'm not worried about the bottom, it's just the top layer I don't really want it on. This will get covered up. Alright, I'm going to spray this with the alcohol to pop some bubbles and be back in an hour or two. Alright, it's been a couple of hours. They are kind of stringy, tacky. I don't know if you could see that or not. I'm going to try it and see what happens. I'm kind of nervous because these are so thin. So we're just going to start at the top. Let me move this stuff blowing. I like have one chance. So if you have only one chance like I do, make sure they're cut properly. I'm just going to press them down very gently. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. It's all adhered. I don't like that tool though. I like this one. 1 down, 3 to go. Be careful. I'm really talking to myself. Once I get these in, I'm going to let them cure for a while. I'm definitely not going to be pouring over them right now. Probably not fully cured, but I'm definitely going to let them cure. Those look good. I'm just going to move them somehow without messing them up because I want a better reach to the other ones. Okay, 2 down, 2 to go. Moving them inside once they're in is impossible. So you do have to do this right the first time, and I keep getting my finger in the resin. I'm just rubbing it down just to make sure all bubbles would be out. I'm pretty sure they are. Now if I could just do this last one without getting my finger in it, that would be great. I don't see them soaking, and if they are, you can't tell. Sometimes I really hate gloves. Here we go. I did it! I did it! Woohoo! Awesome. Okay. Now I'm just going to leave them. I'm going to leave them cure for several hours. I keep thinking those are wet spots, but those are actually green leaves. Okay, so those are not wet. I think everything's down. I'm just gonna kind of make sure. Because I really don't want any air bubbles coming up once it's cured. When we pour the top coat on, I don't want any air bubbles coming up. All right, that's it for now, guys. Be back in a second. It's not fully cured. It's only been a couple more hours now. Hindsight, I would have done the 4-hour fast cure on the bottom. I don't know what I was thinking, but since I didn't do that, I can't take it back. So I'm going to go, I've used my pump resin on both of them. So I mixed up 12 more ounces because there should be 3 ounces left in each one. Now she does like sparkle just like I do, so I'm going to put the tiniest a bit of sparkle in here, because the last time I put them too much, I had to take some out, and I don't want to take it out. So I just want a little hint of sparkle in them, not much at all. And I'm just going to get them domed the best that I can so there's no trimming. I don't like to trim coasters if I don't have to. And then I'm going to be watching these for a while because I don't know if any bubbles are going to come up. So I'm just going to go eye level and then pour them. Okay, they are domed pretty good. I'm just going to, I do have extra left, so find something to make with that. And the color of the napkin has changed a little bit, like I thought it would. And I'm just going to take my little stick, get that out of there, whatever that is. Looks like silicone. There's a little bit of gold, like I said, from the powders. Oh my goodness, where did the silicone come from? I'm just going to mix in that little bit of gold. I'm going to sit here and watch them for some bubbles to come up because I don't know what to expect. Get some of this off. And we'll be back for demolding. Everything is dry. Time to unmold. I poured the rest into this conch shell that I love to pour my extras into. So what I did was I added a whole bunch of my sparkle in this crystal and then a whole bunch, well not a little, a whole bunch of the gold. So I combined the silver and the gold together in this one to see what it would look like. So let's do the bonus unmolding today. Hopefully, I squished around the edges. I hope I don't have any bubbles or anything. Need to trim the bottom, it's kind of sharp. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's pretty nice. Nice and sparkly. I'll do the top edge again in gold or silver. So that's that. Let's see how these came out. No bubbles came up while I was waiting, so I was watching them for quite a while and nothing came up. I'm interested to see the gold on the back. Here's the napkin. So it's very similar. Of course, we lost a lot of the cream with the clear and the backing. I do have a little bit of trimming to do because I overfilled. So that sparkle in there. And the back looks great. So that is embedded in the resin, so she won't have to worry about it coming off. So I'm going to, this is still a little soft. I'm going to wait till it fully cures before I trim it off. So yeah, they came out good. If you have any special napkins, this is a good way for a keepsake. Very, very nice. I hope you like them, Jan. By the time this comes out, you probably have them. That was in my mold, unfortunately. A little bit of... These molds have been used so many times. It's about time for some new ones. All right, that's today's. I will trim these up probably tomorrow or later tonight and get you some final pictures. I hope you learned something new, inspired you to do something you never thought of doing. I hope you guys all have a blessed day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Stick around for the last pictures. Bye.